Hey guys, we're going to start this trip down to Prairie Forks down there. I don't know if you can see it down there, but it's way down there, and that's where we're headed. One of the wildest places in our San Gabriel Mountains.
This is a hawk of rain.
I'm standing at the beginning at Inspiration Point, getting ready to take 3N26, which I've already filmed. We're planning on at least getting to Lupin if we can, and then filming some of the area down there. We're going to pass Blue Ridge Campground, Guffey Campground will be off to the left, we're going to go to the right. At that point, I'm going to start filming again. No reason to film this. If you want to see this section of the road, go to the video that is called the Blue Ridge Trail. Alright, I'll see you over by the turnoff. Alright, guys. We're here at the split, or the fork in the road as they say. To the left, here is Guffey Campground. A cool little campground. Primitive, but it has pit toilets. Right straight in front of me is that big concrete slab. If you look just up to the right, you can sometimes see a little shiny spot about, maybe 30 feet down from the top. There was a military airplane or aircraft that flew straight into that mountain years ago. And although they removed the poor victims, the aircraft is still there in the side of the mountain. There's water down there year-round. At least there has been. I haven't been there this year. That's what we're going to go find out. But this is the road that goes down there, so it can be treacherous at times, and it's only seasonal as far as opening. And fortunately, lately they've been opening it. So there's a couple of spots, and then there's this one drainage that gets washed out. I'm not sure I can get the bike across it or not, but let's find out. The only way we're going to know is if we go down there and try. So let's go. And as usual, big drop-offs. See, we got some flowers on the way. Little desert lilies. Down there, you'll see traces of the original wagon road that used to bring the ore out of the Native American or Native Son mine. Not Native American, but Native Son mine that's down there. Little rocky at spots. That there's Iron Mountain. Right in the distance, that tip. Toughest hike I ever did. We're going down there. We're going to come to another fork in the road. One continues up along the Blue Ridge, while the other goes down to Prairie Forks. They used to grade this road, but as of late, I don't think they do. Budgetary cuts or budgetary concerns, whatever the reason may be, they don't do that anymore. It'd be nice if they did it every few years. It would give more people an access to places like this. Doing some slow speed maneuvering because I'm going to come up on the split here, and I've got my support vehicle, that Rubicon, behind me, and I want to make sure they go on the right turn, which in this case, as you can see, is let's get up here for the sign so you can see yourself. 3N39. That up there is 3N06, but we're going on 3N39. All right. Beautiful out here. Dry, but there are still beauty. There is still beauty. And this road, for the most part, is pretty good. In many places, most places, a passenger vehicle, two-wheel drive passenger vehicle could down here, but there are places where it could not, and so I would advise not only a four-wheel drive, but a higher clearance vehicle, especially if you want to cross the wash at the bottom. There used to be a seep or a spring coming out of the side of the hill here, and we're going to be approaching that shortly. But in recent years, it's been hit or miss as a constant water supply, because sometimes it has simply dried up. I'm hoping we see some today. See, someone turned around there. Looks like car tires might have been the better idea. You can see how the hill has slid down in places. That's a sign that they haven't been grading this. Looks like there's a log here. Let's see what it's doing. Now somebody's moved it off the side so you can actually get through. Let's make sure that Rubicon can get through. It looks pretty good. Yep. We're going down there. down there. This used to be one of the seeps here, but it's completely dry. Used to be another one around the corner down here. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, there's nothing here. And over here was another one, but it's dry too. Looks like it's been dry for a while. Oh, here's some. All right. Now right there's some water. So it's coming out of the hillside right here. Now there's not a lot, but at least there's some. And being in July that there's water here, that's pretty cool. I'm really happy to see that. That little lizard was getting himself a drink. And you can see this seep coming down here, around the corner. That little puddle of water will supply for animals. Look at this here. We've got more. How cool is this? Oh, mud. I've never been in mud before. We're gonna get out of it. Okay. Alright, well there's water here and I'm really grateful for that. That's cool. Thank God. Alright, very encouraging. Road's gonna get a little rocky here. Alright, let's make our way down. Someone's come up here and done a good job with these trees. Maybe the Forest Service, but maybe some off-roaders. A lot of these off-roaders, some people give them a bad name, but the truth of the matter is most of those off-roaders, the greater majority, probably 99% of them, they're the reason why these roads are open. They come in here and they clean up the trails and the roads and they gain access by moving trees or cutting trees or rocks. Even an Adopt the Trail program where riding clubs or off-roading clubs can actually adopt a trail to maintain. under the supervision of the Forest Service. Let's wait for our support vehicle to catch up. In the meantime, you can see this road. We've lost a lot of elevation. I can smell the smell of pine trees through the breeze and even through this mask. Lodgepoles, pinyon pines, cedars. Here's our vehicle. The temperature's rising down here. It's 80 degrees. You say, well, that's not bad. Compared to the 100 and something we've been living with, it is not bad. But it's still warm with all this armor on. And it will get warmer as we descend. But once we were looking across at Pine Mountain, now we're below it. That area is just solid buckbrush with thorns. All that green you see right there, bush, you can get cut up pretty good trying to get through that. Oh, it looks like we have a tree that fell down here and someone came in and straightened it out for us so we can get past it. If you're going to ride this road, be forewarned, it is a rocky road. Kind of makes me want to have some ice cream. There used to be some water here too, but there hasn't been for a few years. Coming right out of here. We're getting close to the bottom. We're starting to hit the top of the tree line from down there, so I should tell you that we're getting close. Let me get down here. I'm going to tell you a story real quick. You see that rocky section over there where there's some trees? Years ago on one hunting day, I came down here hunting deer, and it was opening day, and there were so many hunters here, so many people, that it was ridiculous to even think about hunting. And down here is that buckbrush like I showed you before. And so I decided just to sit up there and watch the hunters eat my lunch, hang out, take a nap, whatever. And I saw these two hunters walking through this path in the buckbrush, this area that they could get through. It's a drainage that comes down through the buckbrush. Behind them were two does keeping their distance, but keeping an eye on the hunters. When the hunters moved, the doe moved in behind them. When the hunters stopped, the doe stopped. Behind them, probably 100 yards, was another few hunters coming. And what happened is the doe kept their distance between these two groups of hunters until they got to an area where they could get out and go up the side of the hill here. What's funny is that these hunters were totally oblivious, and probably to this day are oblivious that there were deer so close to them. Yeah, true story. Hopefully we'll get to see some today. We're getting close to that drainage, and I don't honestly know whether I'm going to be able to get this bike, Hunter X, my KTM 890 Adventure, over that drainage or not. And I won't know until I get down there and take a look. Now I have Alex in that support vehicle behind me, Alex and Bonnie, and they might be able to help me get it over it, but we'll see. I really would like to see a couple deer for you so we can get them on tape, because I keep seeing them, but I never get them on tape, or I guess tape. I never get to video them. So that you can see them. Get up there. Thank you. Lord willing, maybe today we will. Now the water has caused this, and it continues down there, but you can see right now there's no water at this point here. Not here. And we're now coming up to this drainage. And so far it doesn't look too bad. Let's climb up here and see. It looks like somebody's actually maintained it. Yeah. That was close. Alright, let me pick a path here. Let's go. Alright. I think we're going to make it through. Thank God. We did. Not too bad. Someone has come up here and worked on it and made it possible for us to get through. We're going to take a break here and make sure our support vehicle catch up with us. Should have no problem with that. There he is. Little rocky here with the grade. Trying to dodge rocks and look for deer for you at the same time. Oop. A lot of new growth down here. Good sign. Our support vehicle, there he is. Okay. Keep my weight back. My back tire is sliding around a little bit. I know some of you guys will be flying through this. Number one, your skill set on the motorcycle on the dirt and off-road is probably greater than mine, since I'm a newbie. Number two, I'm on a big adventure bike that I don't want to drop any more than I already have. Now we're approaching the Sheep Mountain Wilderness sign and trail. This trail will lead you up to Pinion Ridge, or excuse me, this trail will lead you up to Pine Mountain Ridge, and it'll lead you up to Fish Fork Trail. I've driven this, walked this, ridden this on horseback. This is the first time I've ever come down here on a motorcycle. We are approaching the campground. We'll actually do a loop. See if there's any campers. Stop and take a break. Yep. So far I don't see any campers down here. But they actually come down here, or at least they're supposed to come down here and clean this bathroom. Actually, there are a couple bathrooms. .3N 39A spur trail goes into the campground here. Bathroom there. So I drive around the loop. There's another bathroom over here. Picnic tables. Pit toilets are a blessing, especially for girls, I think. Some girls. But I'll take a bush and a tree. A lot cleaner. Hey, there's that support vehicle. How do you get in front of me? Let's take a break. Hydrate. You see this log? It's ripped open by a bear looking for grub worms. And he's come up here and try to tear it up there looking. Check out this one here. These holes would contain grub worms. And so this bears will come and rip apart these logs so they can get at them because they're full of nutrition. They taste like, you might imagine, dirty worms. Next time we come down here, this section right here might be ripped off. Even in a campground. Little buggy down here. Now, I'm going to show you something so when you're in the backcountry, you don't make this rookie mistake. I'm going to use a small log as an example. You can get big logs like those back there as the same thing. When you're back here, you never step over the log with your foot on this side of the log right in here. You either go around it or you step on it and step out away from it because something could be in there and it's going to bite you like a snake. All right, it's time for us to leave this campground and head back up, so I'm going to film the return trip because the road or the trail looks different when you turn around and go the other way. All right, let's go. Later in the day, maybe we'll see something. This is the way it used to be, but since that log was so big and no one cut it, they made the road around it. Make sure our support Jeep, the Rubicon, makes the correct turn. You never want to leave those behind you wondering which trail you took. If you're a good riding partner, you'll wait at the forks so they can see which way to go. Oh shoot, thing almost rolled down on me. Keep the foot on the brake. Coming up against to that wash drainage area. Here we do it again. Yep. Huh? Yep. This stuff here is not made for an adventure bike. Alright, let me see it until. Okay, let's try this again. Need a trials bike for this. All right. Okay. Whew. Getting my gymnastics out, I have to lift this bike up. Holy smokes, these things are heavy. Enjoy the ride in the cool of the day. Here we go through the mud. And the rocks. And here we are, back at Guffey Campground, back at the road, the Blue Ridge Road.